I cheated on my husband. He forgave me, but I don't think I can get over it. My 32 female husband, 36 male, became a robot and I don't know how to help him.
Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started.
I cheated on my husband. He forgave me, but I don't think I can get over it. I'm married too and still in love with the most amazing man ever. No kids yet. We've been together for over 7 years, married over 5. We're both in our late 20s and have done the LDR thing through at least half of our relationship since he joined the military a few months after we met. With 2 deployments under our belts without so much as a wondering eye, I thought this third one would be a breeze. Not only was this the most emotionally hellish experience of my life, I ended up cheating. Something I never in my life could have imagined I would ever do. There were 2 men. I knew them both before the incidents, but I didn't physically cheat with either of them. It was all over internet. One guy, it only happened once with. We were chatting, things got flirty, went further, pics were exchanged, and that was it with him. After beating myself up for a couple of months to the point of feeling suicidal, I finally told my husband. I'd been afraid to bother him with anything while he was away. I figured it was stressful enough. He was disappointed but said he wasn't really mad, and it wasn't a big deal as I'd apparently thought. All he wanted was for me to cut ties with this guy and move along. So I did. About a month later, with a different guy I knew, I ended up doing it again. Only this time, more than once, numerous pictures were exchanged, and we even Skyped. I felt horrible. I don't even know why I did it the first time. In all honesty, it made me feel great. I felt wanted, and the whole experience was a little exhilarating while it was happening. But it wasn't worth it. Not in the least, and I knew it wasn't while it was all going on, so I don't know why I just kept doing it. I definitely felt suicidal again. I finally confided in a friend about a week before my husband came home, but I thought it'd be better if I just kept this one from my husband. I should have told him straight out. I'm not good at keeping secrets from him, so he could tell immediately that something was wrong. That, coupled with the paranoia he was feeling from the malaria pills he had to take, drove him to do some investigating on my computer, which he's always had total access to, since before this I'd never had anything to hide from him. I don't blame him for that all, especially after the first incident. He found chat logs and confronted me when I came home from work that day. He was obviously crushed, but amazingly so calm and so concerned about how I would handle it. He also forgave me. He said we'd work through it. I just had to cut ties with this guy too. This time was a lot harder though. I was, and still am, a lot more attached emotionally to this guy. Not in a romantic way at all. I considered him a good friend before all of the other stuff started. I reluctantly told him that what happened and that we couldn't be in touch anymore, and we haven't been since then. For only about a month and a half at this point, I want him back in my life though, as a friend. I miss him terribly already, which makes me feel horrible and guilty. I'm starting to feel a bit obsessive about him too. I think about him a lot, wonder how he's doing, check up on his Facebook, to the best of my ability, not being his friend anymore. More often than I probably should. Actually, I know perfectly well I shouldn't be checking it at all. It's horrible. Besides that, the way my life is right now is amazing. In our home life, It's almost like nothing ever happened. As a couple, we're doing really well, which also makes me feel horrible and guilty. I feel like I haven't properly suffered for what I did yet, and that he forgave me too quickly. But I can't seem to talk to him about that because I don't want to. Rain or his parade? I don't want him to know I'm still dwelling if he's just fine and moved on. I'm worried if I bring any of this up, it will stir up all those horrible feelings from the day he found out. I'm not sure why I wanted to post this. Maybe I need some help figuring out whether to bring it up to my husband and how, or I just needed to get it out. It all really is eating away at me. Any advice or words of wisdom would be amazing. My 32 female husband, 36 male, became a robot and I don't know how to help him. The title sounds insane, but here I go. We've been married for 6 years and have 2 kids. I'm pregnant with a third. My husband works from 9 to 5, comes home, does his chores, plays with our 2 kids, talks to me for a little bit, and then goes to sleep. But he doesn't seem to enjoy doing any of it. Like, this whole thing is one big chore. He used to be this goofy guy who smiled and told jokes all the time, but I haven't seen the man smile in months. It's not like he's neglecting his duties as a husband and father, but he acts like it's just that duties, like hanging with the kids and me is a second job. I'm grateful for all he's doing, and he makes all of our lives so much easier. But it's like he's constantly on the clock, and I think he might be depressed. I tried asking him if he was doing okay, and he tells me he's doing fantastic. But I know he's not. That's the line he uses at work when customers try to make small talk and ask how he's doing. He doesn't take any time for himself. He doesn't take any breaks. He stopped playing games and stopped watching TV. He just does what I feel he thinks he needs to be done, and I don't know how to help him out. Our sex life has become one sided. We do it frequently, but only because I initiate frequently. Even if he doesn't seem in a mood, he'll do it. Like it's his responsibility to make me happy. It feels like he isn't there in the moment, like his mind is wandering the whole time we're intimate, and that, to me, feels worse than getting rejected. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how to help because he won't let me in. To anybody else, it seems fine, but I know something is wrong and I don't know how to fix this. I miss my husband, the guy who complained and told jokes, not this robotic shell that looks like him. Edit? Alright? Wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. I want to thank you all for your advice. I really appreciate it. It's clear to me now that my husband is overworked and burnt out. He comes home from work in a couple hours, and I'm going to sit him down and talk to him. I'm going to tell him how I feel, and I hope that together we can find a solution that turns him back into the man he once was. I'm sorry if wasn't able to respond to everyone, but I want you all to know I read every comment and response. I'll post an update soon about how it goes.